Thanks for tuning in to WLUW. My name is DJ Sing Slow. You are listening to interviews from Iceland Airwaves.
I'm here with Lord Pusswhip. So tell me what inspired your name first off.
I wish I had a good story. Like every interview starts out with this question. My friends started calling me Pusswhip, and it was DJ Pusswhip first. But let's just say it's a comment on the female's lack of having a penis in psychoanalysis. That sounds like a deep answer, doesn't it?
That does.
I do not have a good anecdote for that. I was just trying to sound smart or something.
That's good enough, man. Well, so when I was listening to your music, what struck me first was you throwing English swear words into your songs. Is there a particular reason that you're throwing these English swear words opposed to Icelandic swear words? Are there not equivalent words, or what's the inspiration behind that?
Literally, it's just like how we talk. Like my generation of Icelanders, there's a lot of slang, and there's a lot of words that we take from English. So that's literally just like my Icelandic, but I really love like argot and slang and different types of vernaculars, and I think it's really amazing that to hear new Icelandic rap, and they actually are making up new words and making up their own terminologies, and I think Currency, the rapper from New Orleans, he said it very well. He said the best rappers create their own language. So I think all of my favorite rappers have some sort of their own language that I associate with them. So that's literally the only reason for using English swear words. But yeah, Icelandic is changing. It's a lot of people think that, technically it is not on good standing in terms of new technology, words for new technology, so it's quite not as flexible as English, but it's still a great language, and languages just change. That's the way it is. So
Cool. So tell me about your progression from kind of like more SoundCloud rap until now, because you were telling me before you moved to Berlin. How has that influenced your music?
Right. Well, yeah, I definitely just come from that scene of the new wave of internet-based, especially SoundCloud rap that kind of came up after 2010, 2011, something like that. And I still obviously do hip-hop, but it's just I've always kind of hesitated when people ask me what kind of music I do, because calling it hip-hop is so putting it in a box, But it's very all over the place. But since coming to Berlin, I just kind of opened up a new world for me of techno and house, which I kind of had some prejudice towards because of the stuff they play in Reykjavik. I thought it was kind of boring. Sorry. Comes in. But yeah, being in Berlin, it's just kind of osmosis. The techno and the dance and the club scene just had a big influence on me. It just seeped in, and so now it's kind of fun being kind of an outsider in that world. But it's actually things are really picking up now, since the new music I'm making, which I'm premiering tonight, is I've never been as happy with the music I made, and now I'm on a label called BBB Records, which is Bjarki, he's an Icelandic techno producer. That's his label, and so yeah, it's kind of fun being an outsider in that world and coming in and doing that. So yeah, I fuck with it. But the dancey stuff I'm doing, it still sounds like me. It still sounds like my style, So yeah.
Cool, man. So why did you end up moving from Reykjavik to Berlin?
I was working at a newspaper, and I got tired of that, so I went to university to study philosophy, and I was just it was such a waste of time and money to do that. Then I just dropped out, and I had been in Berlin that summer, and I was at the night that changed my life. The night I was like, oh my God, I gotta move to Berlin. Björk was having an after party after her show, and I went, and Arka and Lotek were DJing, and seeing them DJ just changed my whole outlook on music, because they were just like, they even played like a death metal in the club, and it was so mind-blowing for me that like I was like, shit, this is not going on in Iceland, and I gotta go and like at least try to be a part of this. So going there has really expanded my my scope and my horizons, and there's a lot of new like opportunities that came up. So it was the right choice, I think.
Cool, man. So what are some artists that you're listening to now?
Right now, good question. I've been listening to a lot of. Well, there's a new artist from Iceland called Young Nico Drippin. He's a really sick rapper. I fuck with him. I've been listening to a lot of. I really like film music, so I've been listening to a lot of film music, like film soundtracks. I've been listening to a lot of like kind of happy hardcore, like old rave stuff, and drum and bass and jungle, which I'm total novice and like amateur when it comes to, you know, techno and a lot of that stuff. So yeah, also as well house music too. I'm like kind of just, even though I'm a total music nerd, and I just kind of, that's kind of a new world for me, which is fun. Yeah, and I guess a lot of some new trap-ish like Trippie Redd, Lil Wap. Yeah, a lot of this.
Cool. So you not only rap on your tracks, but you also...
I forgot one name. Five Finger Posse from Philadelphia. Five Finger Posse is the best underground hip hop that's out now. And Trip Jones from New York.
You heard it right here. You know, you got the latest update. So you produce and you're a rapper as well.
Yeah.
How does that influence your style? Do you mix as well, or what is your kind of process for making your own music?
Right. I think, yeah, I'm definitely more of a producer than a rapper, even though I think some people have often thought it was the other way around for some reason. But yeah, like I just somehow, yeah, I make everything myself. But sometimes if I'm rapping, then other people produce for me. But I found that like I might make a beat, and you know, I'm not really, I kind of have high standards. So if I'm not feeling it, I kind of feel like I gotta give up or something. But then if I just continue and then find some other element that was missing and take out another element, then it just kind of clicks. I don't have really any particular process of doing it, but I really love, like, it kind of just starts with some idea, then you just build around that idea. But now, like, with the new, more dancey, you know, clubby stuff I've been doing, there's sometimes there's rap on it, and I kind of have to switch it up because it's higher tempo, and I think it fits better to rap in English, so I've been doing that more. And I'm really glad when I show people a new song where I rapped in English, and they're like, "Who's the vocals? Who's rapping?" I'm like, "That's me, man. That's me." Like I gotta pitch up my voice or something, or pitch it down or something to make it like fit, you know. But yeah,
right. That's really cool. So, for people who are listening to your music with your vocals in Icelandic, what are some themes that you're using throughout your songs?
Man, I'm quite influenced by Lil B, the bass god. He kind of is the biggest influencer in terms of the new rap scene, I would say. But I love his, you know, stream of consciousness approach to rapping. So, I mean, I don't even know what the hell my lyrics are about sometimes. Like, it's funny, like I've heard people saying some stuff about something I said in the lyrics, and it's just a completely incorrect analyzation of what I said. So I guess it's fun. It's like I like to kind of. I'm also the biggest influence when I started rapping. One of the biggest was Kool Keith, and he has a lot of kind of this, you know, almost alter ego, very fantastic, very absurd stuff he just makes up in his head. And I don't know. It's just like I love to rap about, like, you know, I reference a lot of different stuff. I reference, you know, film or fucking politics or like mythology or like mysticism or stuff like that, and like and yeah, like also a little bit of like bully rap. I mean, I think rap is like kind of about being aggressive and kind of about being like, oh, I'm the best. Like if you don't say that, you gotta stay on the sidelines and shit. So I don't know. I think even though rap is obviously can be a very powerful force for, you know, political force and stuff like that. I also think people shouldn't take rap too seriously sometimes. So yeah, I just like I just think I love to rap. I think it's fun. It's fun to do it on stage and it's fun to be in the studio. But if it stops being fun, then I'm not going to do it anymore. You know. So
Right. So what would you give? What's some advice that you would give to someone who is wanting to start producing or start rapping?
yeah, my mom's an artist. My mom makes sculptures, and she said the same thing to me. And I hear a lot of artists say the same thing, and I think it's the most valid point. Is just like work. It's all about the work. Sometimes I can be really lazy, but I have to push myself. And what I started saying recently is like, I'm the only one that can do what I do in the world, like, because I just doing what I'm doing, and nobody else can do that. And time is precious. So yeah, I think kids should, upcoming artists should try to just think about the work. You are bound to think about the results, but it's not. You're not going to get much from just thinking too much about the results. You should just be thinking about the work, and it's almost kind of like a philosophical thing. It's almost like what they say about the trip and the destination. You got to enjoy the trip. You got to think about that shit instead of being like just thinking about when I'm going to blow up or whatever. Because when you start working, like, I really took a lot of time this year to just study the technical side of producing, which I'm not very good at, and like that just made me one-up myself like crazy. So actually taking the time to just work like is the best thing. Like, even though it sounds simple, but it's true. It's true.
What software are you using to produce?
I use Ableton. I've always used Ableton Live. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, is there anything that you want to add to this interview that people should know about yourself at all?
Look out for a lot of upcoming releases. I got the last thing I released was a compilation cassette this year. There's going to be another compilation cassette with old beats from SoundCloud. There's going to be 2 releases. I don't know if that's low key or not, but there's going to be releases on BBB Records. On vinyl, and there's 2 other side projects I have with my friends, and then 1 solo tape. So there's a lot of this coming out. So stay tuned for that. Just stay tuned for that, and check me out on the internet.
Cool. Well, you heard it right here with Lord Pusswhip, right here at Icelandic Airwaves. Looking forward to your set, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, baby. Thank you so much.